Hey, it's Evan. Welcome back to another episode of The Mindful 8. This is episode 14, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about understanding what season you're in. So obviously, there's, winter, summer, spring, and fall, very casual seasons. But why I'm talking about this today is because it actually originated the idea from the Creative Act, A Way of Being, talking about how you should live with the season you're in. And that comes from the awareness of knowing what season you're in. Wow. That's good coffee. That's really good coffee. As I film this, it's February, and where I'm physically at is Philadelphia. And it's cold. Well, not as cold as it has been over the past winters on the East Coast of where I grew up. But it's cold. And it's a season of building. It's a season of reflection. It's a season of growth. So instead of going on crazy travel adventures and putting myself out there, if you will, it's a season of locking down and growing physically, mentally, and spiritually. Just this past week, I invested into the sporting club, which is a gym in Philly, offers an incredible amount: gym, track, sauna, cold plunge, pool, etc. It has everything. And I'm leveraging this investment to grow physically, most importantly. But it's also cold, so it's understanding that I'm not really, going out all the time. I'm at my desk, I'm video editing, I'm finishing up coursework, I'm talking to the camera, which is something when it calls to me, I go for it. But let's talk about how you can understand what season you're in. First and foremost, it comes from awareness. This awareness of where you are right now in the eternal now and where you want to go in the future. You can't be looking in the past. Only look in the past if you want to reflect on how you got to where you are today. So let's do it. Awareness. Okay, how much money do you have in your bank account? Are you where you want to be physically? Do you look fit? Is that what you want to look like? Have you been meditating? What are your spiritual vibes that you're getting on a day-to-day basis? Just come to this awareness of who you are in the present moment. I am Evan. I am your name. Now list everything that you want to accomplish in the next year. Everything. And don't hold back. Because in doing so, you now understand what season you should be in. If you're physically in a cold environment, and that also matches up with winter, it's communicating, the universe is communicating to you to work on yourself, to become a grizzly bear and hibernate. I like to say that quite often, to hibernate. I always tell people for me, it's a season of hibernation, because when April, May, and June come around, and July for that matter, the summer, that's when I'll be traveling a lot. That's when I'm no longer in a cold environment, right? That's when, instead of building muscle, I'm going to lean down and I'm going to start running again, because I also have a marathon in December, right? But this comes from knowing what you want to do within the next year. Knowing what you want to do physically in the next 2 to 3 years, there's a little bit of ignorance there, right? Because 10 times out of 10, your plan never goes to plan. That's why having some framework, some strategy to go about your life and to go about achieving what you want to achieve in the next year is important, right? So after you've written down everything that you want to accomplish this year, your goals start to become a little bit clearer. You understand the person that you're going to start embodying and being every single day. Bring awareness to your environment, your home, your room. Are you in a city? Are you in nature? Is it cold? Is it raining? Is it snowing? What does your environment look like? Because what your environment looks like will reflect what season you're in, To go against the grain of, let's say, a winter environment and it's snowing and it's frigid out and you want to travel or you want to run a lot, right? Okay, that's like going against the grain of the environment you're in, and there's importance in that, but at the end of the day, why you're there in the first place, your eternal now, how you got there, irrelevant, but why you're there now is a reflection that maybe it's time for you to hibernate. Maybe it's time for you to get into journaling more, get into reading more. Maybe it's time for you to tap back into simple good life activities. After a long day yesterday, not looking in the past, only bringing this up as an example, I was laying in bed after a long day of work and I decided to read Rick Rubin's book, A Way of Being, The Creative Act, A Way of Being, with a cup of tea. And I realized that was the first time in my day, apart from an early morning meditation, that I got to listen to my own thoughts, hence having a conversation with myself. But you need those moments in each day. I'm not telling you can or can't, but what I found is you can't go an entire week not having any moments to yourself. You lose track of the love of thyself because you're so caught up in everybody else's life. You're so caught up in your business life, your work life, when in reality, the most important life that you must be living is your personal life. And that comes from understanding what season you're in. Seasons change all the time. And going with the seasons is you respecting the Creator's plan for you, respecting nature, respecting the universal plan for you, not forcing anything. It's like being in a snowy environment, living in a cabin, and you just want to run. You just want to go do snow angels all day, which honestly sounds incredible. And maybe that's part of the season. But it all comes from going within, knowing where you want to go within a year, and then taking definite action on the environment that you're in. Interesting. If you're listening right now and you're enjoying this conversation, drop a like, leave a comment. Let me know what season you're in. I'll conclude this episode by saying the season that I'm in is a season of quantum growth. I am physically in Philadelphia. It's February. It's cold. I'm finishing out my college degree, doing it for myself. Most importantly, doing it for my mom, making her proud. So I'm studying, I'm getting over the coursework, I'm not complaining, and I'm bringing awareness to myself when I do complain. And I'm investing in a gym in Philadelphia where, I'm working out 5 days a week. I'm investing in more mentors. It's just constant investment in self. And then from that, I put on upper body muscle. I'm really planning on what I want to get out of this year. And that's a season that you may find yourself in too. It's a season of looking towards the future, but also staying grounded in the now. Ooh, I like that. That's what season I'm in. It's the season of looking forward to the future, but staying grounded in the eternal now and ensuring that my eternal now, I'm optimizing every single second of my life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. I love you. Have a great day.